Hello and welcome to Wagner's Tech Talk. Today I'm going to show you a new way to mount your VIBS switch button to the bottom of your AtGames Legends pinball machine without the need to drill a hole in the unit. I'll also provide a tip that may help you get one of these printed for free. Let's get started. I noticed a number of questions recently on the official AtGames Pinball fan page wanting to know if there is a good way to mount the VIBS switch button without drilling a hole in the cabinet. Drilling a hole will void the 30-day warranty and is a rather invasive procedure that some just don't want to do. Then I had an idea. Why not create a simple 3D printed mount that can use double-sided tape to the underside of the machine? After trying a few prototypes that didn't exactly work out, I finally came up with a simplistic design that I think is going to work better than this one and can be mounted anywhere under the cabinet. And this is what it turned out looking like. It's very simple. You just put the button through and some double-sided tape on the top, and you're pretty much good to go. You could try any kind of adhesive that you prefer. If you have small kids, you may want it removable. In that case, you could remove the button and set it up on top of the unit. But in my case, I don't have any small kids in my house anymore. Mine are all pretty much grown up and won't be playing with the wires underneath the machine. So instead, I use this very sturdy double-sided tape. I've had this roll for quite some time. I believe I picked it up at my local hardware store. I believe it was Lowe's, if I'm not mistaken. Your next question may be, well, Wagner, I don't have a 3D printer. How am I going to make one of these? And my response is, check your local library. I was surprised to find out that my local library will print them in PLA, and all they require is an STL file, which is exactly what this is. It's an STL file in the link below. The print time is 2 hours, and is well below the 4-hour maximum, and they have a fairly quick 5-day turnaround. So why not give it a try if you don't have a 3D printer? To get the files, just go to the Thingiverse link. You'll find it down below in the description, and go ahead and send it over to your local library or to your own 3D printer. To keep the wires from hanging on the bottom of the cabinet, I went ahead and used these clips that will hold them in place rather well. I went ahead and turned the power off to the machine, and I had previously drilled a hole and mounted my button up under the cabinet. I'll go ahead and show you that real quick. So we're going to be moving that button into the new assembly. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing to the double-sided tape. This is what it looks like, and keep in mind, once you affix it, this stuff is very strong. It's going to stay there. In order to show you how to mount this new VIBS switch mount, I will have to remove the button from the hole I drilled in my cabinet. Keep in mind, if you haven't drilled a hole in yours, the steps will be a bit easier. Unplug the power and remove the backing. And I'm going to shift my control panel off to the side so I can have easy access to the location where the button is located. I'll go ahead and pop the switch off and move that to the side, and go ahead and unscrew the back nut that's holding the button in place. And then I'll remove the button and go to the back of the machine and go ahead and pull the switch out. And at this point, if you've never installed the button in your cabinet previously, this is where you're going to be starting. Follow the official AtGames video on the VIBS installation and go ahead and pop in the switch. Now we'll insert the button assembly into the VIBS switch mount and screw in the back nut. There we go. Now look how secure that is. I can shake the entire table with this thing. So the double-sided tape, it's definitely doing its job and keeping it in place. Everything's looking pretty good here. I think that's going to hold just fine. Now I'm going to go ahead and install the switch. And we'll go ahead and use those adhesive clips that we were talking about earlier in order to keep this wire up at the top instead of dangling. Again, if you have small kids and you want to make this removable, you probably want to avoid this particular step, as you don't want the kids grabbing the wire up under it. So, something to keep in mind. But once it's done, this is what it looks like, slightly below the cabinet. And when you're level with the cabinet, you can't see the wire at all. Oh, let me show you this. I love this thing. Pretty cool cup holder, magnetic. Alright, at the back I just put a little loop here so I could make sure that that wire can be tightened or loosened as needed. And went ahead and closed the back cover to the AtGames Legends Pinball. Now I'll go ahead and plug in the power and flip the power switch to turn on the machine, and let's check it out from the front. I then press the VIBS button switch that we just installed and press the connect button on the top panel of the ALP to switch over to the PC. If you're interested in setting up Pinball FX3, you can visit this link, which includes a full guide and video to show you how to set it up on your AtGames Legends Pinball. One thing that I really appreciate about the AtGames Legends Pinball is how easy AtGames makes it to switch from the built-in games to a PC. With the VIBS board, and now with the help of the VIBS switch mount, you have a lot more flexibility in how to get the most out of your machine. Now we'll do the opposite and switch back to the AtGames Legends pinball tables themselves. There goes the back glass. Switched over. Now we'll hit the connect button and switch back over to the built-in games. And hit the rewind button and go to the tables selection, and we are in business. I hope you found this video on the 3D printed VIBS switch mount helpful, and that this video has explained the process clearly. If so, please click the like button and let me know that it was helpful. If you'd like to see more from Wagner's Tech Talk, please click the subscribe. And with that, I will talk to you very soon.